check this out. Smoke. Yeah, those big fires are way up north. Forest fires. They're all going crazy. £1,500 hooligans. Look at them. Going mental. Oh, there's a fight going on. Oh, better go around. Hooligans. And the silage out. So yeah, somebody had commented on one of my last videos about good old cows. Now here's the old bird. She's 20 years old. She makes a calf every year. Her baby is somewhere about. So she's 20. Here's her sister. So she's from the 2 years later. So she's 18. So 20 years old and 18 years old, and they make a calf every year. Without fail, they have produced a calf and taken the calf right to wean. And between these two, there probably has to be in excess of 20 females in the whole herd from just these two cows. So yeah, talk about good genetics. Thank gosh it's overcast. My gosh, it's hot. It's in the high 20s. This week is supposed to be in the middle to high 30s for the rest of the week. So, clouds, please stay around. Hey, Jet. Yeah, we're just feeding them silage out here until the pastures are ready. Because we'll start rotating through the pastures. Just call it mob grazing, where we move them quickly. That way they don't eat the pastures down. This is call it a sacrificial paddock, where they just stand here, eat it right to the ground, they poop everywhere. It's kind of tired, that old pasture. It needs to be ripped up and started again at some point. But all the rest of them, between all 7 of those, then there's a pasture in that ravine, then there's a pasture over there south of the hayfield that we just sowed, then there's the south ravine, and then there's the south field. Once the hay's off there, it gets pastured as well. So there's a whole lot. And like I said, we'll move them quickly through them all, and then they'll come back to the start, and we'll go back down through them all. And then by that point, we should be in the end of fall. As everything starts to slow down, by that point, this field will have come back to a certain extent. Normally we would pump out that lagoon that I showed in an earlier video. We'd pump that out here to irrigate this, but the lagoon isn't even half full. It's Lucy's boy, big tank. Chungus! Chunga-hoo! Chunga-hoo! Big Chungus. So yeah. Corn's still not in. Waiting for the swather to come back. Supposed to be back today. It's now going to be back tomorrow. The people that are coming to do the seeding of it, which is the same people that are coming to do the silage, which do the silage every year. So yeah, they're doing them, both of them this year. For now, we'll see what happens in the future. Oh, there's Felicia coming. Hi, Felicia. You're an asshole. You dig holes everywhere. Little bugger. Oh, do you in? Yep. The place is covering the holes because of them little shites. Most people will be like, oh, what does it matter? Yeah, it matters when you see what happens when a little calf puts his leg down one of those holes at speed. Snaps one of those legs off. Not off, but yeah, you get what I mean. So yeah, just thousands of them. One just right. Can't see if you can pick that up. Here. Yeah, they're everywhere. So yeah, all the yearlings are hauled off to the our cattle dealer. Animals are moved to where they need to be, so everybody's what they're going to be doing for the next few months. So, as you do, you clean out your cattle trailer. You're supposed to clean out your cattle trailer. We do. Also, because I use this for other stuff, I use this to haul e-waste, which I've been called by the ones at RF now. Hi guys. But what I do, and it's a handy tip for everybody out there in YouTube land that has cattle trailers. Yeah, it looks awful, doesn't it? So, pressure washed it. Good way to spend 2 hours of your life. I would rather be in here than outside there when it's 30 degrees, which it was yesterday. So, let it to bake in the sun, dried right out. And like I said, when I pressure washed it out, I pressure washed it out. Right between all the boards and everything, right so you can get right down to the cross beams. There's cross beams every so often. And then what I do is, and this is where used oil, but if you have used gear oil, because as you all know, gear oil is thicker, is best. So basically what I do is, I pour in all the hinges, all the pins, all the hinges, all the gate pins, all of the triggers, everything. Dang it, I forgot those two. I've got more oil somewhere. But then the most important part is, and you all know because everybody has to have their cattle trailer rebuilt at some point, pour oil along the bottom where the rust is starting. Like I said, this trailer gets cleaned out pretty regular, but we bought this second hand, so a lot of this was already started before we got it. So pour the oil all along the edge, like I blasted out all the crud that was down in there as much as I could, but now I've filled it with oil. So it's soaking underneath the wood on the metal plate, because that's where they rot out really badly. And plus where the cross beams weld to the wall frame, they can also let go there, and you do not want your trailer floor to fall out. That's just, yeah, I've heard of stories where somebody's been driving cattle to market and they get there and one of the animal's legs had gone through the trailer. Anyway, so yeah, pour the oil all the way around the edge and then come back in and you pour oil down the gaps onto the cross beams. Point to where I'm pointing my finger there, Piper Doug. Pour the oil down every so often. It's really hard to tell. I don't know if you can see this direction. You can see some sunlight. Yeah, there you go. You can see the sunlight. There's crossbars. So pour oil down on all the crossbars. That way the crossbars get some oil on them and they tend to stop rusting long enough to stay in one piece. And then once that's all done, I go back over and I pour oil on top of all the deck screws. That way that they don't rust off as quickly, because once they rust off, the boards come loose. You're never going to unscrew them. Let's face that fact. Not going to happen. But at least if you stop them from rusting as badly, they don't rust off, break off, boards come up, cows like, nope. Let's not go there. Anyways. So then, once I had what was left in my clean out bucket, then I just went back over and poured on all the boards to kind of preserve the boards. I know they are, I think they're cedar. Somebody might correct me down in the comments. Down there. Oh yeah, well, while you're at it, go over there, down there, not in the trailer, down there below the screen, or over there, no, down there, right there. Press the subscribe button and press the like, not the dislike, the like. Actually, it doesn't matter, but yeah, please press the like button. So down there in the comments, if you know if it's different for different trailers maybe, but as far as I know, this is cedar because it's red. So then I poured oil on the rest of the boards, and it will soak in. It will kind of soak all over and then kind of blend in, but it's not as important. But I think it stops the wood from like getting really dry and then splintering and stuff. But don't worry, it looks really greasy right now. It will soak away, so the next time we use it for animals, which will be a long time from now, hopefully, it'll be nice and ready to go. And maybe even this will help easier to clean it out next time. Because I've never used this type of oil. I normally just use engine oil, but yeah. So hopefully y'all can take a little bit of tip from that, from Piper Dog. Okay, on to the next project. Enough.